Thank you, Photo Wings. It's really amazing that we get to do these lovely chats together with photographers from all around. So the concept for people who have just joined, or maybe it's your first time joining something like this, the concept here is that I get to ask Ali 4 questions, but you guys get to ask him many more questions. So feel free to do that, but please, if you have questions for him, put them in the Q&A box, because usually they get lost in the chat. If you have other things you want to say to Ali, which are not questions, but just praise or whatever, please put that in the chat box. So Ali, let's start. And I would love it if you would do a short introduction of yourself. Who are you, okay, and what moves you?
Thanks. Thank you very much. My name is Ali, and I'm a photographer. I'm from Iraq, and we can say in a small town in the middle of Iranian border. And almost this area we speak 3-4 language. I graduate fine art school. Then I start to change my work to be photojournalism. Then step by step I did some project, and then I participated with a mentor program in 2014. And then in the end, I start to be I be a member of this agency, and that's it. I'm here now in Europe. I cannot back in Iraq because from my last project, and now we try to do new work and continue this, and also we try to teach online, and in the future maybe in Arles we have 7 Academy, and we will see. This is me. Thank you.
Thanks, Ali.
It's short, fast, beat.
But perfect. Thanks for this introduction. So let's start with the first question. It's always I find it difficult to phrase it, because the question is actually, what is your most important photograph? But it can also be your best photograph, or the photograph that moved your career forward. So yeah, if you would love to share that.
When you contact me like 2 months ago, I think so, I don't know, maybe more, or maybe last year. And it was really difficult to find the pictures, but then in the end I find it, which is, you can see the picture, I think.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
In the end, I try to find that pictures when you ask for, because I can say the first pictures I did, which is I'm really inspired. I'm inspired for the pictures when I came back. It was part of the workshop. And also the trainer, they were very, very excited about these pictures, and very nice, they said. And then the teacher, she's come back and she hugging me and she kissed me and said, thanks for these pictures we did. And kind of, I didn't realize how is this picture, what does mean that. And then because we had like 10 days workshops about how we work in the long-term project, and especially photo story in Iraq. And there will be, the first generation we try to do, to work about photo story in Iraq. Local, we do about any subject we choose from our country, our town.
Mm-hmm.
And then these pictures, it was meaning a lot for me, because it's let me and give me motivation, and let me to use it as a base, use it as a source for me every time. because the way it was, my eyes, my feeling, artistic. I went in the morning early to catch this light with that feeling. I didn't know, but this is related from my childhood, some lighting and event. And then I started to discover how is this I have this relationship with these pictures and what's mean these pictures for me. And then even it was like kind of first day or first pictures I did, it was succeed for me. And I
And
kind of put it as a
why
succeed first. Yeah, tell me.
why did you feel it's succeeded? Because I think I have an idea, but
No,
wait, let's first before we answer that, can you describe what we're looking at? What's happening here?
yeah, when we start to do photo stories, like anyone, they need to choose subjects. I choose a lot of subjects. It was very funny. Everyone, they love me and the whole. I have videos on that. I was like very, very shy. And then I chose these subjects about worker in Iraq, worker, daily life of worker in Kurdistan, which was the interesting thing. And first time I meet people in the street. For me, to have this, to not to be shy, to go anywhere, to let people to understand you with your camera, let you take for them pictures was not easy for them. No one did that for them. And for me, it was important to have this relationship first with these people and took very nice pictures for them, which is they not really as will be like that because they think I will go to do like pose pictures for them, which is I did.
Not
I
like
sent to
this
them.
with
Yeah, and then when
documentary.
I come back, I give them the pictures. They inspired. This is me, but how you shoot these pictures? But how are you sleeping and how are you thinking? They didn't understand, and maybe they didn't like, but they inspired.
Yes.
And I know it's something different in that moment, in that time for Kurdistan, for Iraq, and I follow three cultures, or we can one minority, Yazidi minority in that time, 2011, Arab, they come from south, and Kurdish people, they are from Sulaimani and Erbil. And they three group, they work together to build house, to destroy it, to make concrete or something like that. Yeah.
And what do you feel is strong about this image for you? Because I have a very specific idea why this image is strong for me, but I'm very curious to know how you kind of felt about it when you were shooting it.
I say what I felt, but I cannot say more than that. And you can say, anyone, they can feel what's mean these pictures and why I choose that. And I will be nice to hear from you also. And then maybe I can find a good word to describe my feeling.
Yeah. I think for me, why this image is so strong is because it's at the first glance quite unclear what is happening. You have the feeling, oh, this person is working and is on a break, or maybe there was a robbery and he got killed, or maybe and the light makes it very gloomy, but also very romantic almost. So it's an image that raises a lot of questions, and that's why I like this image a lot. I feel it makes it strong because you can make up 10 different stories by looking at this image. That's why I feel it's very strong, because it kind of does something to your imagination. If there's no caption at it. If it would be captioned, you would know, but then still it's a super strong image. So I think it has a lot of sides.
You're right. And it was very, very simple moment and feeling. And you know what happened? Because when it was free, I was inside and I did a lot of nice image for their face inside when we went in the road with the light of this street. Really, really strong. But I didn't feel it that much would like be too strong. And why? Because it was one moment And we speak and we go out, and I just go out, I wait, I look for him, and he said, I need to rest a little bit. We will have hard work. And why he do that? Because this is the moment exactly, it's like, the child, he like play with something, go up, go down, to hang and jump. And this is like kind of child, he was laid down in it. It was straight in the same position of the car, and automatically it's coming down. And he
Oh,
is, yeah.
that's
That
amazing.
movement, it's make me moving inside.
Yeah.
And I say, no, it's laid down, and I shoot pictures.
Yes.
And that moment, it was like maybe 1 or 2 pictures I did on the time. And you can say in Arabic, it's called the name is of the number of the car.
Uh-huh.
And in Arabic, it's called Al Iraq Sulaimani. Iraq Sulaimani. And this is the even mentioned from where this car. But it's Arabic, yeah.
And where did this project go? Because it was shot for the what do you call it? You just mentioned it.
Workshop,
The
masterclass.
workshop. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word workshop.
Masterclass, obviously.
Exactly, masterclass. But did you then also publish? Did it get published somewhere or?
Yeah, the second motivation for me, because I was artist, I had room, all the painting around and everything. And when I did this project, come back to home after 1 month and say, I give all my stuff to friends. I bring one computer, one tables, and say, I can't do art now because that project is make me crazy. It's lovely. I'd love to do pictures and do kind of this feeling to transfer it. And I said, it's very fast for me, and I can't do it's an artistic way. Why not? I can do anything I like to do with a photograph. And it's another language, which is I don't like to stay behind the painting from hours and hours. But no, I'd like to go because I start even in that time to know a lot of things about Iraq through photography, which is so important what we can do and how much opportunity we have to transfer these stories in Iraq. I didn't work with news, with TV. No, I started to do project directly. Then, to answer your question, after that, with Anastasia, she was my teacher, Anastasia Tarulat. She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
She is really amazing, and we are in the same age. And and that time I was like, oh, she is doing well, and I love also to work and doing like Anastasia because she did amazing work that time. You see, she's project because she started when she was 16 years old.
Yeah, I
First
know.
time she came to Kurdistan,
Yeah,
in the mountain, and that photo is inspiring me. How with the age, I say, okay, now I am 29 or 28 or 30, and how okay, let's do. And she was like supporting me. What happening there? When I finish the story, they selected as the best stories. The first day, 10 days before, they found they love on me. It's after that, after then it was the first and best stories in
well done.
From 23 photographer.
And were you one quick question about that? Were you also surprised that you were in the selection of the best selection, or were you?
Yeah. I was like, wow, what's happening? and I was sick in that time, typhoid. I had typhoid. Why I had typhoid? Because there's the climate change, not the climate change. There's something we drink as a milk, and it was not good.
Make you sick.
But in that time, why I choose this story? Because I couldn't go front of the sun. The sun in Kurdistan.
Of course. Because of that, you couldn't. So you had to work late.
I couldn't. What I did, I started work from 2 a.m. until 12. I sleep 2 hours every night, or 3 hours. That was the things. because next day I shoot pictures at 9. We meet the teacher. They give us advice. And we do selection. At 4, we come back. We start work. Or you like to go to sleep. But I continue like circle. What's happening? I didn't. I take that opportunity to do this project. I shoot like 3,000 or 4,000 pictures. And Anastasia, she told me, Ali, first day, I did pictures with the JPG and JPEG. And she told me, Ali, why JPEG? I say, I don't know, I have memory, 4 gigabyte with a camera 5D Mark II. So why you are here? Why you are here? Go to buy. And I collect money and I go to buy 8 gigabyte. I start to shoot RAW. And I start, and from that time I start to shoot RAW until now. And then
it's nice that she was strict about it, that she said, okay, go.
Yes, it's really said, if you not bring RAW for me, it's better don't bring any pictures. Because when she see the pictures, she said, it's impossible. You don't need to do it in JPEG. You need to do it in RAW. This is the professional one. But anyway, then the workshop is finished. I was working in the local agencies called Mythography. Who was the editor there? Sebastian Mayer, the editor of this agency, and founder for the agency with Kamran Najm. And they told me, continue this project. I continue this project another 3 months. I keep in touch with them. And then after 4 months, Sebastian took this hard drive to UK. She meets Anastasia at that time, Anastasia Thailand. They have 4,000, 5,000 pictures, and they select 12 pictures. They edit, and it was very hard for them. And then they send to CNN blog in that time. It was first time Iraqi photographer local to do long-term project with kind of these photo stories. Wow. And that was the second motivation.
And it was published then. They were
wow, yeah. It was really interesting, and like that thing that led me to not stop. To thinking about doing project and
so was
photography.
So was this project really, if I understand right, I'm asking too many questions. I know it's not for
it's fine.
But we're having this every time around. So did it really move you from the art world to the photography world? Because I know you're now in art school, right? So you did art, photography, art, or am I wrong?
Yeah. First project was, before that I did kind of project about my town at night. It was at night. It's kind of a subtle project, subtle photos. I go with the real light in the street. I did photos. It's kind of, you can say, artistic project and documentary. And I did exhibition. And when I started to go on this workshop, it was different a little bit, because then you are dealing with the work as an artist, and you have time, you chill. You don't need to face people, speak, to have information, caption. You don't do that.
No.
But the step with the journalism, for me, it was important because it broke my shy. It broke everything, and I start to go to speak with people. And also, not just that, he led me to aware about Iraq, aware about the situation, politically, economic, journalism, everything. And I think journalism, it's they open your mind, and that moment has changed my life. That moment has led me to totally come back and change from journalism. But during these years when I doing journalism, it was the artistic effect on my pictures. I don't know, most of the people, they told me, you are pictures, it's really journalism and really artistic. and really true and very nice. Sometime in Mosul, I don't know if you remember this project about kissing death. It's very,
Definitely.
very graphic and strong pictures about the crime committed by Iraqi armies. And still until now, people, when they speak, they forget, they say, oh, this is really beautiful picture. And then I realized it's about the composition, the light, you know, this artistic eyes. Always, when I was in fine art school, I was for test, for training, transfer, Rembrandt painting, like example. And in Iraq, with Iran more, we are the shelter. We don't have the electricity. We have this, which is called this light. It's work with oil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a palette with
yeah.
oil paint
Yeah.
on it, you mean?
Yeah, in Arabic it's called fanus. I don't know
Okay,
in English. Yeah, and then we choose it like that. We use it and we took it to that. And that light, it's affected me, and that light was part of all my work. I love to catch the subject during good light, nice light, yellow light, like example, dark, you know, and to make something beautiful, more artistic, and then could show journalism also in a way. For me, until now, I don't know what is the difference between both, but maybe it's a way, and it can start to be kind of style. You
Yeah,
don't
I
know
think
either. You don't
actually
choose it.
your art background and now as well with the art school, I think it's a great mix with photojournalism because it has a more softer approach sometimes. And I think you kind of see that in your images. Not necessarily sure if it's only the light, but maybe also the approach. There's actually a question not about light, but quite similar on the Q&A. I don't know if you see it. It's a question from Gwen Bullock. It is, let me see where it is. Why was this image edited with vignetting? That creates part of the romantic feeling rather than a possible cold feeling.
Obviously, this is the real vignetting for the objective.
It was on the
yeah,
lens.
Yeah, because I didn't have a good objective. I asked Sebastian Meyer, do you have 50, 50, mm?
Yeah.
He said, which camera you have? I say, Canon. I said, yeah, I have objective. This is more expensive than your camera. I said, what is that? It was 51.2.
Wow.
And I
So
hold
he lent you the
I
lens.
was really scared about the objective more than my camera. I was
Yeah.
really scared. And I took that, and I think this is the objective. I didn't edit. This is the real. No. There may be just a little bit exposure, like a little bit, but I have this.
But not the vignettes like that.
No. This is real pictures without touch. Yeah,
I like it actually.
I don't touch. I don't do vignetting for picture. I don't.
No, actually, no. You do quite little, right? You some.
Yeah. Even I'm not cropped.
You don't crop
Maybe
at all.
I don't crop myself. Sometimes for magazine and some place they crop, but for myself I don't, because was part of our master class to not do that. And sometimes even there's mistakes related.
You just let it in. I also hardly crop, but I always had the feeling I don't do it because I'm a bad cropper. Like, it never looks nicer than the way I had it when I framed it. Sometimes I think, oh, maybe it's nicer if I take a little bit off, and I do it and it doesn't look nicer. So I also kind of stopped cropping. I think
it's natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Make person and why, and it's part of reality and
the way you shoot it.
Yeah.
And it's also, I think, the way you shoot it. By the time you see the frame on the back of your camera, you're already used to the way it looks. So that's the one you have in your mind. So when you crop something off, you're like, nah, it's not the original. So yeah. I think we should move to the second question, Ali. Otherwise, we're going to get in trouble with time. I don't know if anyone will get angry at us, but still. Yeah, I don't like the word, but what is your biggest photo failure? I don't like the word failure, but let's say a picture that you feel did not turn out the way you thought, or maybe the work was not what you, I don't know, could be.
Yeah, I don't know this concept. Sorry for that. It's something about, how can I say, an artistic background. We don't say failure. It's say, okay, it's not finished. It's not
Exactly.
It need more work. Or
Yes.
Good taste at the beginning, but
or good taste. Is that what you said? So when other people think it's a failure, just they have to have
because
better
also
taste.
we are not saying from another work it's bad and failure, and because it's not exist. It's start will be document anyway. It's part of this reality and you capture it. But then, independent with the subject, with the situation, it's independent with you how you need to present the things you like to do. But then there's something else with the another pictures I want to next now. It's about, it was part of the project, but all the projects in 3 months, I did similar frame, similar portrait, which is then I hated. And I say, no, it's not real, like first project, because that was second project. Because that project, this all failure, we didn't accept about all 3 months. I go very dangerous place to just do portrait about families after 2003, how they face hard situation in Iraq. Then, because that also I find another subject, which is I follow after that. And then there's always when you fail, when the project is not work very well, absolutely in the end, they give you something, another motivation to do something else. Inside like 20 families I follow, I find one stories, I follow that stories for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I will show you this picture. And
I really like the picture.
I know.
I think.
But that place, it was a real place. The girl, she was playing there. But then I told her, I need to do portraits for you. You can go there. And she was start looking for me, and I start to shoot pictures. But then I didn't feel it's more real, and how what's mean that to show Iraqi families face hard situation after 2003. You know, there was one pictures which is mentioned as a it's a good pictures, nice. I can print, I can send to them, because this I say a lot of these projects. There's a lot of good pictures inside, could be used in a way. And then as the stories, it's some pictures I did here, it was not good for feeling. Like example, if we come back to this, it's really different feeling. And this is for me more kind of, we can say, not too much documentary. And I'd love to do documentary. And also I'd like to have relationship with the picture. And also to have real event inside, of real movement, of real, how it's called, emotion.
But do you, so if I understand correctly, you mostly feel that this image, which was part of a series, doesn't really work because the idea wasn't as strong as you'd like it to be, and then the pictures of course followed. And was there any moment where you thought, I would like to shift the idea a little bit and work on it in a different route to change it so that it would work, or did you leave it?
Obviously, because I was in that time I test and I need to do something good, and also I was maybe I see some project I'd like, okay, this is project could be doing portrait. Okay, I will do portrait, which is normal. But then I didn't feel it like first project. I didn't feel it's real because each family, when I go, maybe I stay 1 hour with them or 2 hours.
Yeah.
And one day. But the previous story, I stayed with them 4 months. Sometimes same person, I go 3, 4 times. I went in his house, families, I shoot pictures for his children. This is real following is happening. This is real project. I feel it. It's really, I can tell it.
Yeah.
And tell stories about that moment. But this could be good for magazine, reportage, photo essay, which is I was far. Still, I'm not very close of that concept until now.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
photo essay. But if I had assignment for photo essay and reportage, I must do because from work, like you need to also leave for photography.
yeah,
But
of
for
course.
my original project, always I do in this way. Then what's happening there? I come back to the agency, I show all the pictures we discuss, and we say, no, it's why we need to do this. This is not a story. And this is not,
Oh, so
yeah, it's not,
actually, they also
yeah,
said like it's not it's
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
work
yeah,
for us.
sure, sure. I was like, we are team, we discuss with the editors. And because also they feel something very strong with the first project, they want, I have another good project. Then they said, okay, who is this guy? I'm saying, I don't know. I just went, I shoot 2, 3 pictures. He says stay, and I stay 2 days. And 3 days he not let me go out, and I did a lot of pictures. He was soldiers. He was losing his leg. After 2 months, I see him, and they feel, and I feel all the pictures. I am really close on that story. Directly, I close everything. Next week, I went to Baghdad. I stayed 1 week. And still like that until 9 months. When
Wow.
finished the story was for positive way. And my pictures in the middle of the time, because some situation is happening for this, we sent for organizations. And they give him help to make the leg,
That's
to give him
beautiful. That's how
engagement.
you really
Yeah,
make a difference in a way like this.
yeah. And then there was really make different, and was start to be very, very positive story in all Iraq in that time. And we published again for CNN blog, but now we sell it.
Yes. Even more
I
important.
spent, yeah, I spent like $2,000, like example. We sell it by $600 and 300 for the agency, 300 for me.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but the
But
money
still.
and the things wasn't important for me. It was how, who I am and where I am now and what I did. I started to be kind of a voice, transferring something, a lot of stories, which is no any media they interested in it, and they don't like to publish it because it's not part of that business. I say, okay, let's. I do it, even if I don't need to sell it. I have like maybe
I
another
will
20
make it.
stories. I didn't publish it until now. I didn't sell it, but it start to be part of the history, documentary. You can do a lot of work with, and each thing the time will become. We don't need to think about that. We will not speak about that part. Maybe that will be another part, another question. I don't know.
And when you published the story that you just described, did you personally also get a lot of comments about it? Like, were people reaching out to you? Because it's interesting to see these different kind of stories making it through, which, like you say, is not very common. And I'm wondering if people also reached out to you and that kind of gave you the power to continue as a photojournalist, because it's not always easy. And like you say, sometimes you don't even make the money all the way back. You put in your own money like this.
Yeah. Obviously, it was good in the journalism level in Iraq.
Yeah.
Uh, that was the third level on this motivation for me. First, I sent it to one competition was in Iraq. Is um, I forgot exactly the name. It's a kind of academy, a journalism academy between Kurdistan and Berlin, like Germany. And
Mhm.
they have this office and they do competition every year for best photo stories, best website, best reportage, economic or something like that. And I win. This story is win
Oh,
because
wow.
that first time I went to Europe, 2012, and they invite me because that story is win. Second, when I come back, two times TEDx Iraq, one in Kurdistan and the one in Baghdad, they invite me and I speak about these stories, how start to be positive.
That's so
Why?
important.
Because
Mm,
this story first changed the guy, his name Hussein. Hussein's life. Because with the photos, he could do the new lake very fast and
exactly.
he get engagement and marriage. And now he has 2 or 3 children, I think. Third thing, it's because he was soldier. When he Iraqi soldier at that time winded, when they went in the front line or explosion or anything is in that time, 2011, the governor they cut the salary for half or less than half because he will be retired, you know. And when the publishes the story, the story is published in the social media in that time was the beginning of the Facebook and is make kind of explosion in Iran. All people they speak very bad about the government.
Oh, so they also couldn't cut his salary anymore. So he kept
Yeah,
his original.
change. We
Look at
changed
that.
that. And one
That's
guy from
amazing.
Divine Minister, military, something like that, and they contact me and said, "Okay, you are Ali, and you are doing this story." I'm saying yes. And do you know the number of Hussein? I say yes. I can send to you, but I say don't do any bad for him, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, we will not do, but we need to make sure if this story is real and not.
To check
And
it.
after that, I think change life of thousands soldiers. And all
Amazing.
the soldiers change their salary not to be retired. They let them kind of soldiers, but they not go to the
And they
to work.
continued payment for
Yeah,
more of them.
exactly, like normal soldier, like normal,
Yeah, like the
any
rest.
soldiers
Yeah.
go and if he not winded, or, the same any person, which is he is completely okay. He go to his work, but these all soldiers when they get winded from war, violence, I don't know, explosions in that time, they will have full money. That was good.
Amazing that you
Yeah,
changed just with a story how much you can
yeah,
change. In
and that was succeed. And I believe story could
can
be
change
changed.
things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
I
interesting
didn't think,
once you realize that, right? You realize, oh wait, I have a voice that and people hear it. And by
yeah,
the way, everyone who's listening, please feel free to put any questions for Ali in the Q&A because we've only had one. Was it one? Let me see. Yeah, one question. So feel free to put any any questions in there. Ali, is it okay with you if we move to the third question?
sure.
Hey, the light just went off. Must have been in the whole building then, because I didn't do a thing.
I feel it in Iraq
Yeah,
because every
it's
time it's
like,
like
oh,
that.
it's on again. There we are.
We
Anyways,
call it traffic light. Come
traffic lights,
back. Yeah, we
green,
name it this.
off.
Yeah.
So, what is your dream image or story that you would like to work on? And it doesn't necessarily have to be a real story. Like it could be a dream story that's maybe even impossible to make.
Yeah, I think I have one story which is impossible to make, to go back to Iraq to finish some project I I did. You know, there's two, three project I'm working it. It was really interesting for Iraq. One of them was environment. There's a lot, but then there's some project was kind of planning to do it in a way could be have the same effect, which is Hussein's story had in that time. And it was to just as a journalist, just transfer the situation and let people they can do what they can do. But now it's impossible because you say imagination, and there will
Yeah.
be sometimes kind of imagination for me because it's not normal the situation now.
How long
And
have you not been in Iraq?
it's almost 5 years. Yeah, almost 5 years.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard. Yeah,
the last story you did there was 5 years ago as well, right?
yeah, the last story was the documentary project and stories about the soldiers. Yeah,
Yeah. It's really sad that
yeah,
this is keeping you away from dream stories and your home country and yeah,
yeah.
because I've asked this question to all the previous guests as well, and a lot of them are like, oh, I would love to work on a story like that, but it's too expensive, or I would love to go and shoot a story there, but I can't do it at the moment for several reasons. But we haven't had anyone answer yet. I would love to do a story in the place where I grew up, but I can't go there. I can't go back out of safety. It feels
This
so
is
unfair.
yeah, this is we need to think about very well.
Hmm.
And this is what I go through when I feel it because me with my friend, she's named Jantina. She's from Holland. It's not close of you, and now
Yeah.
she is working in Free Press Unlimited. She had positions there,
Yes.
and she worked with us in Iraq a lot, and
She works
uh,
with, sorry?
in Iraq with us
Ah,
in the
okay.
same agency local. She was the fiancée of Kamran Najm, which is he's killed by ISIS in the front line, and they get hostage, and they was another stories. And then she still continued that work, and she still support. And you know what she said when I went in Lahai, I think 2019, for this free press unlimited prize for my project. She said, Ali, why you say international photography and photographer and local photographer?
Yeah.
That's not feeling good. They say national,
Yes.
not saying local,
Yeah, yeah,
national
yeah.
photographer,
National. I agree.
national. And what
It's
she's
wonderful.
idea to think with this, and I said, yeah, that's really good word to to
Yes.
to present and also respect because now I think, especially in Middle East and Africa, there's a lot of photographer.
What? Sorry, it's
They
a?
work. A lot of
Yeah.
photographer start to be grow up. They do amazing work, and especially with mentor program by Seven Agency. That is really unique program for local photographer
Hmm.
because it's build you as a real photographer, and then you don't think about to be national or to be international, to be anything. That
This-
concept is important to know. You need to work close of your house first.
Yes, that's so true. That's what I really like about the master classes, actually, and
Yeah,
the workshops when they're local. It's how, because as a when you're teaching workshops, and you know this as well, and you're in someone else's country, you're learning so much from local stories, because all the photographers that are coming into the program, they're showing you these stories. And I have it now as well with my mentee in the mentor program. She's from Libya, and to just see the stories through her eyes, it's amazing, because you learn a lot. And I'm pretty sure she might also refer to herself as a local photographer, but yeah, I would say a national one, going international, because she's bringing the stories to a wider
yeah,
audience.
yeah.
There's a question for you in the Q&A.
Mhm.
And it says, thank you for sharing your amazing work. Could you share how you balance the work you have to do for keep paying the bills while working on projects you want to do, even when there is no interest from anyone? That's a really good question. I think a lot of photographers and photojournalists are dealing with this. Like, you want to do assignments and you need to make money and you want to work on projects. So how do you balance this?
Okay, I did a lot of work behind, and we can say, I did. You can see me. I just lost the video.
You lost the video. There we are.
You can see me.
We
No?
can see you. Oh, now not anymore. Yeah, now you're back.
Okay, good.
Also
I
like
don't
a
know where
stoplight a little bit.
Yeah, I find it.
Traffic lights.
Sometimes you'll lose when you.
But
when
you can
you
also
don't
maybe
see.
stop screen sharing so we can see you bigger.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
don't want to share anymore, then we
Yeah, I
see.
think it just was stop. Yeah,
There we
that's so
go.
good.
There we are.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, good. I think even it was for me, the first workshop was really great to give us a good basic about this method. And in Iraq, it was easier because we are living in the same place. We speak same language. We can access some place and we stay long time. We can find friend, and But if we compare that with a foreigner photographer, they come to try to do work about the stories, and like example in Iraq or anywhere, it's cost a lot for them. Like they need translate, they need fixing,
Yeah.
they need accommodation,
It adds up.
they need, and
Yes.
you can imagine, maximum you need 200 euros each day, maximum.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, I can spend 10 euros.
Yeah, it's a big
Fine,
difference.
maybe sometime nothing, because, and even you will have good hospitalities in Iraq.
So
Without
people
also
will
to have
invite you to have dinner with them and you wouldn't spend
yeah,
anything.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they let you come to home when they know you. But for me, it's what I did. Like example, I did kind of studios for photography, like from wedding and then like from 1 2 years. It was good income. I give my families a little bit, and I put in my project. And wait, this first 5 6 years, I spent too much without waiting from any how's called any pins. Then I started to be teacher, fine art school and primary school, and 2 years. I was not good. It was good. I don't know. But then 2014, I quit everything and I go to the real risk to do journalism. And then when I do that risk, I had like 2 3 months very hard, and then I start to get assignment and work because the situation in Iraq was very hard, and even if a lot of agency and newspaper, when they know there's local journalists, for journalists, they are doing good photography and they know what you need to do. And I start to be photographer from a lot of magazines like Der Spiegel and Le Monde and Washington Post. They had a lot of assignment, and that money it's come. It was good for me also to spend to do my project and also to live with 2 3 years.
Yeah, because I think
And
that change from going maybe from local clients and from working weddings and then
yeah,
making the jump to international media
yeah.
is a whole
Because it
different
was
life.
not my ideas to do wedding studios, but it was important. You can't move, and you need to do some work. I didn't like to work from some other things. I'd like to work with my cameras just and say, okay, this is the camera, I can use it in this way. And even I will just work with the camera to not lose the confidence,
Yeah.
to not lose the way.
I
Keep
think you made a smart choice there, because I've seen many photographers, especially when starting out, and I almost did the same, who then diverted to other side jobs, and you put your camera on the side and you go work in a restaurant or whatever, and you kind of lose your way. I think it's always better that if when you can, to stay with the camera, even though you're shooting things that are like not important to you, maybe,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they
and
practicing.
you exactly. You can imagine this workshop, photography agency,
Hmm.
the local, I think Kamran Najim, he chose to be full-time job. And then I start to go with this method again. And I start to work as with the camera, with the photography full-time job,
Hmm.
especially 2013, 14, because no one they had this risk, because in Iraq, if you are a teacher, you have your salary the month, all the month. You can do another work behind. Like my father, he told me, okay, do your studio wedding, do your teaching, you will have very great money. Just take out this bullshit, why you go to danger? Then sometimes he not speak with me at that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, he
because
really wanted
he
you to
was
work other
scared.
jobs. Yeah, of
Yeah, he
course, I
was
can
very,
imagine.
very
But
scared.
you were moving in towards this photojournalism world, and in the
I
country
wasn't
you're
at
being
home,
in, exactly, and it wasn't safe. I can imagine he was saying that, like, "Hey, Ali, what are you doing? Just do a normal job, like other guys."
we get a lot of problem. Even my wife, me, and
I
they
can
don't speak.
imagine.
All the
Oh,
families,
but you
and
really through, and I
there's
think
some.
people are proud of you.
Oh yes, sometimes there's neighbor, friend or relative. They come behind me. Okay, where's your house? Did you buy a house? Did you buy a car? What you do? And I'm say, yes, yes, I did. I have house. I took the computer. Oh, look, I took pictures for this house. No, I
You
say house.
you were just lying to them to show, like, oh, I'm doing well. I'm not putting all my money
And
into photojournalism. Don't worry.
yeah, and yeah, it's like that. And it was really hard to explain to them this is something about history and it's more important from money and life and everything.
Hmm.
And I feel each pictures was like one house for me, one car for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, the last things, what's happening, because my gear was like one cameras, small things. I didn't have full frame cameras. And I need also to have videos stuff. And I had one car. I just had that one car. And I went to Kurdistan that because we are in Kanakin and I went in Erbil and I came back. And my mom he said, where's your car? I don't see it. I had this bag. I said, this is my car. I open it. There's two camera, Canon Mark II, no, Mark II, yeah, with two lens. I said, you are crazy. And why you did that? My mom, she support.
Oh,
My,
sweet.
yeah, my mom really, she support.
This is the
And
car.
she was
The house
loving
is on the
what I did.
laptop. You
Every
what?
time when I
Sorry.
did kind of mistakes, they feel she was love
Oh,
on me.
sweet.
But my father, she was angry. He was
Yeah, yeah,
angry.
yeah,
So
yeah. But they both
never
found their
mind.
ways, I think. So
Exactly.
we have a last question. Time is running very quickly this time. Look at the time. We have 1 minute, but let's go a little bit overboard.
No, it's fine.
I think no one will cut us off, I hope.
Yeah.
But the last question to you is, and maybe if there's a last question from someone in the, like put it in the Q&A if someone really has a last question. But my last question to you is, what advice would you give your younger self?
I think you had that you did this question and you open something which is lovely to speak about, which is really important. I am here. I'm studying fine art school, cinema, photography again, and lithography. I mix journalism with lithography now with a new technique. I call it monolithography. And I see young because I'm old in that school. It's most of them young.
So you're
And
in a
sometimes
class with all, like, how old are the other students?
you can find 18,
Okay.
17, 16, and
How old are you, Ali?
it's 59.
Okay, yeah. So you're definitely the oldest student in the class. Everyone
Yeah,
says.
we have like 2, 3, 4, yeah, on the
Okay.
same age. And then they get excited to go to frontline, to war, to do this. And this mentality is happening because news and photography, if you need to be a famous photographer, a dangerous photographer, a war photographer, you need to directly go to Mosul,
Mm,
to Syria,
yeah.
to Libya, I don't know. But I don't think this is really right because this is out of reality and you will destroy yourself directly and you will make yourself traumatized directly. And after that, maybe you will escape for this, for journalism and you will not continue.
Yeah.
I think is important things each country now and every time, each place I'm here, there's a lot of story to talk about.
Yes.
There's a lot. There's a lot. It's the same but different way. But that not mean you need to go to transfer some dramatic pictures in Iraq. This has make you famous, make you good photographer. No, I agree. If you go to Iraq, you need to really spend time, really know the language, eat 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, understand, and then start to work. And
Yeah.
that will be really important to know the culture, not just read that and go in the Wikipedia, I don't know, some reportage. No,
No, you have
you go
to.
with yourself.
Yes.
And this is me real journalism and documentary long-term project. But the other things with stories, photos, essay, and reportage, that another things we cannot compare with what I say. I am speaking about long-term project. I'm speaking about that feeling we need to have if you like to do something good. It's not important what you like, what you write, and when you put in the main mind to go there to do it. You will be changed maybe sometime. You need to go to see what will be happening, what you need to do, understand, and you will figure out. You will find it directly.
If
And
you
this is,
spend enough time,
yeah, this is
then
one
it's
of the secrets.
like you said. Yeah, exactly. You have to be there for a long time.
I'm say one quit always and say the good scenario for the documentary project is the patient.
Yes.
Yeah,
The best
if you don't have
ingredient
the
is
patient,
patience.
there's no scenario.
Yeah.
Because
You're very right.
if you
But
need to do scenario, but it will be not that real and good work and good result. I
very
think you need to wait to feel and follow your following, your feeling, follow what will make yourself free. Study, see a lot, discuss with people, uh, copy work, but don't publish. Just for test, see how it look like.
That's a good one. Copy
It's no
work,
problem,
don't
but
publish.
don't copy work and publish. And this, this is really dangerous for the beginning. This is normal for beginning. Anyone they will do that. Any for journalism they will have some mistakes kind of.
Of
But
course.
I think this is important. You don't do it and just wait to have patience for the first story will be coming out.
So it feels
Um,
like because the so the question is what would be the advice to your younger self, but it really feels like this advice was an advice to your younger self, but also to students that might be listening in. And I mean, this seems to be a really good advice to any younger or any starting photographer. that is
Yeah.
listening in, because this is
and
almost
beginning in your country, from your house, or your
exactly.
neighbor. And there's a lot of environment issue, climate change, pollution, problem with the seeds. You know, I did project about seeds 7 months here. I do project about, I'm following some project, they do kind of theater. I want to understand, I study here, why? Because I need to understand this culture,
How it works.
how it's worked. And now I decide tomorrow to go to do some new work after 5 years, and to do really go to the real place and the real event will be happening. First, I couldn't, because you need to know the language at least 10%. You need to
How's the
know the
language
culture.
now? Are you now, oh, you're at
No,
10%.
it's not good. It's not good still.
But your
It's
English
still,
really improved over the last
yep.
years. Your
Yeah,
English
yeah,
went
yeah.
from here to
Yeah,
somewhere
this is
up
the
there.
point.
Yeah, it's
This is the
amazing.
point. Yeah, because I think it was something about need. I need the language to speak here. It's really important. And sometimes they not finish your work because you are not speaking very well. Like example, this language. But I feel the English is more important for me because there's another level of responsibility of me in front of my country with this story still is going through media now. And also if I need to teach, you know, and not teaching, sometimes I say exchange and try transfer something you had some experience in your life,
You have to be
exchange
able
with another pupil, photographer,
to.
student, I don't know. And this is, for me, was important to push that. And maybe 1 year I will stop to speak English, then I can focus about other language.
I think you're a quick learner. Time-wise, we have to end this webinar, Ali. I really hate it because I love chatting to you. Well, people don't know this, but we were in Arles last year at the same time at the photo festival, and Ali and I were just chatting away and chatting away. So I knew this webinar would go over the hour that we usually have, because we always have a lot to discuss. And I love that you shared so much of your stories. Thank you for that. There was also,
thanks.
Yeah, in
There's
the
another
chat,
question.
in the chat, there's love coming in as well.
Thank you very much.
Saying that they really liked it. And someone said, Anastasia said, I was on the way, that's why I couldn't ask any questions, but they'll listen back. And well, thanks so much, Ali.
Thank you very
and for
much.
everyone that's listening, please check out the website to see our upcoming events as well. So check 7 Insider, and oh, there's more love coming in. Are you reading this, Ali? Are you seeing that?
Yeah, I see.
I want to make sure you're reading it before we're closing the whole thing.
Yeah,
then
but
all
we
of a
can
sudden
save
they're
it
all
also.
gone. Okay,
we
good.
Can save it.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching.
Save chat, and I will look for
save
all.
it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and it was very nice to speak with you and anyone they were with us. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being everyone. Thanks, Ali. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.